Atiku is full of himself. You can see that he still lives as though he is a vice president. Lawal. Babachir, the former secretary to the government of the Federation, has accused former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of harboring an authoritarian political style characterized by a relentless drive for absolute control and domination. In an interview published by The Sun, Nigeria on Sunday, June 21, 2026, Lawal asserted that the former Vice President's influence-seeking behavior spans every tier of political structure from local polling units to the highest executive level. Lawal contrasted this approach with his own political philosophy, which emphasizes individual autonomy and the freedom for others to pursue their ambitions without interference or micromanagement. Okay? Gaji says the problem with Babachir Lawal is reckless consumption of alcohol, which normally affects his common sense. But he didn't lie now. Did he lie? I don't know. Because if not, why have you been contesting if it's not that you are really so hungry for power? In sincerity, he didn't say anything bad. Abame says that's a critical appraisal of a former ally of Atiku Abubakar by Lawal Babachir, laying bare the character personnel of the former vice president and what it will be to Nigeria where he gets power. Jali says the grass cutter evangelist has turned against his Fulani masters, Abi. And so we see him. Raphael says Atiku is not your level anywhere in the world and beyond, okay? What John Gamba says, the Atiku talk say make you be poor man. Ahmed Mabai says, I thought this Babachir Lawal said he has resigned from active policies. So why is he disturbing himself with Atiku again after betraying him? Then run away and then collect money from Wiki for the dirty job sent to do. It's okay then, let him face his retirement life and keep quiet. Edo Basi says, Mr. Lawal, you are too envious. You love to discredit people, so you are now the best in Nigeria. Stop fooling yourself. Somebody back here said that is the problem. Atiku is not a good replacement for Tinubu. Tinubu is better than Atiku if you understand Nigeria and its useless politics. Nigeria lacks patriotic politicians that will change its situations. Banditry will pull Nigeria down because it carries heavy duty power to do so. Nigeria leaders are completely wicked, like the devils, no be small. Christian Osegale says it's because it's stole money that will never end. Mohammed says, why is Babachir an enemy to whoever refuses to recognize him? He did the same thing to Jagaban, believing that he cannot win elections without. It came to pass now, he's castigating Atiku as if Atiku is just meat. Grasscutter, go and contest for president if you are fit and stop insulting people who are not your mates in every ramification. Okay, Vincent says grass cutting contractor is being disturbed about the way Atiku is ignoring his stupidity. Okay, it's the same thing. At Paul says that this child returned the monies he took for where? Chukudi says, even in his dream, Atiku will never be president of Nigeria. He's so deceitful. Benjamin says this man is just envy. Well, he might be envy, and he might be also a bad person too, but I don't think he's really telling lies about Atiku. Joe says I'll never live as vice president ever after. Let me ask, Atiku will not be president of Nigeria, okay? Gabra says, this old man, you don't have anything to tell Nigerians. Kazim says, true, Atiku is full of himself, but you should have known that before you requested money from him to finance your gubernatorial campaign for the Adamawa state. It's a shame seeing these so-called leaders displaying their foolishness. Oko says, don't mind the man, Jerry. He's so full of himself. He brought him nothing but failure all the time. We all can still remember that it was the same thing was led to the creation of a group called G5 Governor during 2023 general election. Okay? As this bitter Momo man his work is to criticize people who are better than him everywhere. Nonsense. Mama says envy and jealousy is a deadly evil spirit that is capable of any criminal conspiracy. I advise Atiku to be careful and beware of Babachir Lawal civil detention. Ambassador said yes, so he's enjoying his ill-gotten wealth when he was vice president and chairman of privatization of Nigeria property that he sold to himself and his friends. Now, Emmanuel says, then go and contest for presidency, Abi. You too go and contest too, but he didn't lie about Atiku Sha. Lawrence says Atiku's perceived greed and reluctance to step aside for others are the primary reason he struggles to win the Nigeria presidency. He has been contesting for the presidency since 1992, you can imagine. Since 1992, that is like 34 years ago. For 4 years. For 4 years time, and you've been contesting every time. Every time. That's almost like 8 times. 8 times. If I'm not, so you've been contesting presidency since 1992 and you're not tired. In contrast, Bola Tinubu made a strategic sacrifice by stepping down from Muhammadu Buhari in 2015, which paved the way for his eventual presidency 8 years later. Atiku's persistent, decade-long pursuit of power shows a lack of willingness to make a similar sacrifice. He can't make a sacrifice with that one. He's so desperate for it. When says you sabi him very well, I'm telling you, that's the kind of person that he is. Babachir might have his own excesses too, but he did not lie. My listeners, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.